This one stock can change early buyers' lives. I'm not a financial advisor, but some financial advisors might say to buy as much as possible before December 3rd. The company is Devon Energy, ticker symbol DVN. They had $4 billion of revenue, and they returned $400 million to shareholders in dividends and buybacks. So you could say maybe the buybacks aren't really returned to shareholders, but returned to the people who bought back the stock. It's a good sign for shareholders that insiders are buying back the stock. And the company looks like it's set up well on the chart. I'll look at that in a moment. And the energy stocks as well are doing well. They're breaking out. They were going sideways as the market was selling off last month. So all looks well for Devon Energy. There's another company, Kohl's, that you guys and I know. KSS is the ticker. Impressively, they had a 40% increase in net margin as a percentage of net sales. So that's pretty high. I don't know what they figured out to make that happen, but retail as a whole had a great Q3. Kohl's recently reported earnings and it's up significantly. So there's a clear level to risk off of. And these two stocks are low price. They're both under $50. So this is not financial advice, but these opportunities look pretty interesting.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
So here's what we got going on for Devon Energy. The revenue is at $4 billion. It's up a little above 5% year over year and beat consensus notably. So here's the company, DVN. This is this little breakout that's pretty interesting. And sure, it's not the easiest to buy up here. This is today. This is Sunday futures as I'm recording this. So the fact that it came down a little bit, it offers a pretty clear opportunity, maybe over 36.5, or if it pulls back the next couple of days, which is what I think is going to be really interesting if the market pulls back. I mean, look at the market. It's just been on a killer run the past week. And so with this gap down, it didn't look like a gap down, but now it's a gap down, clearly. It looks like, what is going on? This is 8 p.m. So for some reason, there's some sort of gap down at 8 p.m. Looks like Trump said something. But anyway, no, Trump said something about the auto pen on Friday. Ignore that. Yeah, this is only within the last couple hours that Sunday futures, or I just call them futures, came down. So this is super in the weeds. We don't have to worry about this. This is all going to resolve by the time you see this. Unless you're on the live stream, then we can talk about it. But the point is, this is what I already sort of thought would happen was, look, the stock market went up 5%. So it could definitely come down half of that, or for a few days. So there was typically a lot of buying on Mondays, except after a short week, that might not be the case. So this Devon is probably going to come down a little bit. Just ignore this live stream comment on this screen about seed phrases. I'm trying to put people in timeout when they say things that aren't useful, but this one snuck through. So anyway, if it comes back to this level, there's a pretty clear level around 35.5 that you can buy this over. This live stream is occurring on YouTube, by the way. This is just a recording of it. So that's pretty much the spot. 35.5, you risk 50 cents, you make $5. That could be a pretty interesting opportunity to the upside. It's definitely coiled for a while. And if we look at energy as a whole, it's been choppy as heck, but it has gone up a little bit recently. This is a higher low. So it might take some time to build out, honestly, but there's definitely a lot of price agreement around 35. So this company is pretty interesting. And if we look at what these guys are up to, they're spending a lot of money, but less than they were guided to. And this 400 million dividend share buybacks. And they got rid of some debt, so that's awesome as well. We'll see if energy stays strong, but they're definitely making moves, acquiring, I guess these are wells, 60 locations for 150 million. So a big company, 20 billion company, and it's in Delaware. Obviously not actually. All these companies are in Delaware except the ones that are moving to Texas. And it's in Oklahoma. So that makes sense for energy. That's what you want to hear. In general, I could talk about this company more, but on a bigger note, this is sort of what's leading energy. So you had XOM was sort of at a favorable level, higher low, had sold off some, and then it got rejected here, which was kind of expected. I mean, this is a serious move to have in one day. You can see that move right here. This is actually not a real print, so it's actually not that crazy at all. We'll get rid of that, and we'll see what actually happened. It only went up to like here, so sometimes you got to be a little careful with these 24-hour charts. I guess I'm an idiot for using them when everyone else uses daily charts. But look, this daily chart has it on here as well. So now it's using this print. You can't really win. In general, just use something that you're used to and make sure you know what it looks like to you. I know everyone hates looking at other people's charts. I'm sorry. I could use Robinhood charts, but then you guys would be looking at even less information than it's already showing. At least I can show the SPY in the background here, which you can see. Big companies definitely followed. A little Exxon with a big day down on 1010 like the SPY had. And then as the SPY had these choppy days down, Exxon did as well, but it took a while to sort of crumble. And it's turning up. The market turned up. And I don't even know why I started talking about Exxon, but it's a slow company. And so, sure, you could wait for this to come back here and you could buy it again. But at the end of the day, it's only moving 2% a day. So Devon is a little faster, at least, and it is moving up after this recent earnings. So if you know what to buy right now, you're smarter than me. I mean, I'm giving you some ideas, but basically this was a big move, right? 3%. This is even bigger, like 4% plus. And look what happened after this. We came back a little bit. So we're probably going to chop for the next week. I know that's not exciting, but you know what? This is a $35, $37 stock. It's under $50. It's an interesting long-term idea. And if you look at other companies to buy, I could bring up a whole list for you, but they're just not all super buyable. I mean, this print is not real. Some of these are going to pull back. So if we start looking, say, look at Sunrun, okay? Move up, probably going to pull back. NEM, a gold stock, this is probably going to pull back. I mean, gold futures are super strong, and I know they've had a crazy run, but high or low here, you can't really get position in this up here. There's going to be resistance up here, so for that reason, NEM's in the same boat. Biotech companies in general, sure, there's great setups setting up like TVTX and AMS, but you risk getting caught in a serious gap down. And then these Argentina stocks, SUPV just had earnings, so maybe there's a high volume close around 11 that you can risk off of. That's pretty interesting, actually. That's actually a very good idea, I think. But then you're playing in pretty liquid waters. This is $10 million a day that it's trading, which is not a lot, right? If you think it putting 10% of that in at like the very max, that would be $1 million. If you're not trading stocks that people are not going to put $1 million in, with like you're going to get whipsawed around by individual people who just want to mess with you. So that's kind of out. IMAX is kind of interesting, but it's pretty choppy. You can see that more clearly on like a 1 hour chart. And yeah, there's another biotech company that already went. And some of these crypto stocks, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I mean, Bitcoin just gapped down on futures. So of course Ethereum did as well. And so Galaxy's out, Circle's out, MicroStrategy is cooked. Sort of at the middle of that JP Morgan fiasco. So life sciences companies are maybe interesting, but if you're going to buy something that moves 3% a day, why have any risk at all of some type of, medical device failure or something like that? Why not just buy Devon? So an energy stock. So that's the pitch for Devon. I don't really care if you buy it, but I do think it's pretty interesting. And if we zoom way out, it's been pretty choppy for sure. It's down a lot from highs on a 5-year chart, but there's definitely, coiled action. There's a higher low here from here, and this is a spot. I mean, I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I'll try to draw a straight line here exactly somewhere in there. There could be quite a change in character at some point. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. No one knows. You can draw lines and do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, the market's going to sort of dictate it. But at least, it's pretty close. The lines I did draw were pretty close to where we're at. So take that with the tiniest grain of salt. So that's Devon anyway. That's an energy stock. And then KSS is Kohl's. So here's the level for Kohl's. We're pretty much right at $24. And I think this is a timely one because we just had earnings. We've obviously got some volume on earning. So you've got a high volume close right here at 24. And you can risk that level. So sometimes what happens with big companies with good earnings, they keep going up. So here's Ford. This is the earnings on Ford. It closed, it actually closed up at 13.8. So that's kind of one of the worst examples I could have possibly chose because the stock's down. But if you look at some other car companies, GM's a great one. Held a higher low, and now it's up significantly. Guardian Health, I've been talking about. Higher low, then up significantly. So they moved relatively slow, which is fine. It's actually a 5% average daily range is pretty good. GM is 2% though. But the great part is you just put your money in, you're basically risking break even. So making 10% is pretty awesome when you're risking like, I don't know, 0.5% or something when you first get in. So you can take advantage of that. That's a pretty exciting way to enter one of these stocks. If you get excited by high reward, low risk, then you're in the right place because that's what we're all about here. KSS, same situation here. Risk, I don't know, 0.5%, again, 50 cents on a $25 stock. Whatever that is. I guess that would be 2% actually, but it's still not a lot to risk. And retail did pretty awesome. Other retail names are kind of escaping me right now, as are the ETFs. ISBY is not the right ETF necessarily, but you know what? I do know that high volume closers are super easy even if you don't know what's going on with the rest of a sector. You just buy, you risk, and then that thing either goes up or it doesn't. And I do have some similar tickers over here for Kohl's, so I'm not totally going to just leave you in the dark here. So Burlington would be a good one. Ross Stores, TJ Maxx, Dillard's, Macy's. Macy's had a pretty cool earnings reaction in Q2, just about to have earnings. So we kind of just ignore that one. Ross Stores looks pretty much identical. Retail had big moves. They moved up with Kohl's, these two. And then TJ Maxx had solid earnings too. So it's hard to not be excited about these stocks. I know retail's boring, but these ones are not. So those are the ideas. Devin, ticker DVN, and Coles, ticker KSS. If you like getting these ideas in your YouTube feed, hit that like button so more people get them, or you get them. If you want a free course on how to buy stocks before they go up, hit that subscribe. I'll post that in the YouTube posts once a month, pretty soon actually. And then if you want one-on-one help, head over to stockscommunity.com. Take advantage of that $19 deal and see if you can get some testimonials. We've got some pretty awesome ones there on that page. So check them out. I'll see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.